Question I had was about the truck. It doesn't seem like a good investment to put money into it at all. Why not try to sell it for scrap and, you know, see if
Well, we can use it for another year.
Yeah.
When it comes up next year.
March, right?
Till March, that's not a whole year.
That's 6 months.
Yeah.
Just
Or we
seems
change
like
it to farm plates.
And after
and
that,
use it strictly
you can use
on
it
campus.
after March with farm plates?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going to put farm plates on it until March and then...
No.
Okay.
It's still good till March.
I go ahead and, well, any further discussion on the Sallyport doors or the
Well, that was already done.
caulking? It hasn't been done.
It hasn't
but
been done. I wanted to get the
The
commissioners.
RFP needs to
the
go out.
RFP, okay.
Yes.
So he can send the RFPs out, and when we
Absolutely.
get them back, then we'll vote as to what we're gonna do,
Mhm.
which one we're gonna select, okay?
Mhm. And that's all I have.
You wanna give a quick review of the policy manual that
Yeah.
the National Association of Correction Facilities, is that what it?
The National Institute of Corrections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The I have those out to our contract attorney
Yeah.
in state. They have about 15 to 17 hours invested at this point. They estimated it was going to take about 30 hours to review. I have a meeting scheduled with them next Wednesday to review all of the updates that they would like to see made, or the changes in them. So I would like to have that completed and present for board approval by, my target goal would be October 1. I don't know if that's going to be doable, but based on NIC's review, they recommended some highlighted areas be reviewed by council, which
Right.
is already being done.
Right.
But they like to
Meaning
read
our county attorney or by a hired
our hired attorney.
So you've sent her copies of it?
Yes.
Okay.
I looked over what NIC wrote,
Yes, ma'am.
and I have some comments on there.
Okay.
You were given a lot of credit for putting the policy manual together, and I think that should be noted in the minutes that the National Institute of Corrections, the individual that reviewed a portion of the policy manual, gave Jason a lot of credit for putting it together. And as Jason said, he's made a lot of comments in there about further looking at an attorney to review portions of it and other areas that can be corrected fairly easily.
I'll scan this document and I'll send it down to that attorney too. I hadn't done that yet, but I'll get it,
Okay.
so she can look at what those recommendations were.
He said in there something about a policy manual for staff. This policy manual, is this for staff or for inmates? Or do we have two? Or is that just one?
The policy manual will be a foundation for creating your employee handbook and the inmate
Okay.
rules and regulations. They will be technically applicable to both. So you use that as your foundation to create those other documents.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Somewhere in a survey that was done, we need a facility fence for security reasons.
Mhm.
Are you going to be able to get an estimate on that so that we put in our budget for next year, or talk it over with the subcommittee?
Yeah, I have one now. I should be receiving another one. We've contacted a couple, three or four fence companies. TDK being one of them, who just did the work on the loading dock area, and then another company, where were they out of? Maine. And the estimate that we received from the Maine company is $25,000. I don't know what TDK is going to come in at, so that's where we are with that.
Okay.
I'd like to go back to your report.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm not specific to anything that you said, but do you keep on file what you report here?
Yes.
Good. Thank you.
I have all my commissioner meeting minutes all the way back till 2007 or 8.
Excellent.
Yeah.
When you
That's
started.
very helpful.
What's that?
When you started.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody from the public? Yes, Mr. Bamson.
I missed the count on how many of our guests wanted to come back this week.
We have 11.
11, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Yes, Ed.
In your report, you had mentioned a charge of prohibited act. What would a prohibited act be?
It falls under the Controlled Drug Act, so it would be a drug charge.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do we have any demographics on these people that get put in the jail? Are they newcomers to the area, or are they, or has just the general social breakdown, has been a general social breakdown in this area? Do you have any of those statistics, Jason? Are they people that have moved here in the last 2 years or 5 years? Or?
We collect their current address. I don't collect their previous addresses. A lot of, like, I don't know if a lot of the repeat offenders are the young kids. And a large population is the 18 to 24-year-old kids, and you're seeing that nationwide in populations in jails and prisons.
Thank you.
I would say that in answer to, or partially in answer to your question, as Jason goes over how many times they have been previously brought in, often you hear people who've been brought in for the past 14 years, 10 years. So those aren't newbies.
True. Yeah.
So that's a good point. Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
That's a good point. So when you report 8 times in 6 years, that's just over here.
Correct.
So if they're either coming up here to commit crimes or live here, chances are they probably live here.
Yeah.
Anybody further questions? If not, thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Sandy?
Is that your phone?
Yeah.
It's very
Like a shot.
A request has been made that you keep it in your pocket so that it doesn't go off during our meeting. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today our census is 103. We did have 1 death and 1 admission over the past week. 9 Medicare residents, 19 private pay residents, and 75 Medicaid residents.
Our private pay keep going down.
No, it was the same.
It was? I thought we had 26, 27 at one time,
We
not too
did.
long ago.
And then there was, of that, there were a number that were Medicaid pending.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, people run out of money.
That's right.
Yeah.
As far as our new building is concerned, we had final paving yesterday. Painting, flooring, carpeting continues. I rounded in the facility this morning. Most of the carpeting is all set. They're working on thresholds. One stairway, they're finishing up the carpeting. It's coming together. It's really exciting.
Can I just stop you a second?
Sure.
Just to clarify what you said 2 weeks ago with regard to the carpeting.
Yeah.
The carpeting that was rejected had never been installed.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Yes. And the carpeting, they did put in the squares, and it certainly does go down quickly. It is a temporary carpet, and I don't want anyone to become attached to it for several reasons. One of which is it does look like a man's sweater, and it's a patchwork. Well, it does.
A man's sweater, not a woman's sweater.
No, it has definitely.
Has to be a man's sweater.
characteristics. Anyway, it's a patchwork type of thing. The concern is that that is a very busy carpet for a severely demented resident, only for the fact of the concerns of walking. Residents may have no trouble at all, and they, but again, it's a temporary carpet and it's already been put down. So. Most of the interior signage has been completed. We'll finish that up today. The punch list continues tomorrow and Friday. Last Monday we had beds and mattresses delivered, and they were put together with the assistance of volunteers, inmates. There was a supervisor from the Department of Correction as well as from the farm. And I will tell you what a team we had. It went like clockwork. I can't speak highly enough regarding the whole team, and that includes the inmates. And I'm not sure what my expectations were. Extremely respectful to me and others that they worked with. They were on task, and it just, even those that were in the business and vendors were very, very pleased with what occurred. So I've thanked both Will and Jason, but it needs to be noted.
Well, that's a lot of credit that you deserve too for organizing it.
Yeah, it worked out very, very well.
Can I just interrupt you one more time?
Sure.
Do you have? Are you or have a website for the nursing home?
We have. We are on the county website.
Okay. Let me just explain the reason. I received the newsletter, and there were really lovely pictures in there showing all of the things that have progressed, and I just would like to be able to say that people can go on the website and look at it.
They are directed, actually, through that website, they're directed to go into a Facebook site.
Okay.
And it actually will give you chronology from start to finish of where we are today.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's our hope for our ribbon cutting that the television in the multipurpose room will be hooked up, and we will have all of those pictures just rolling so that people can sit or look at the progress through the time period.
Sorry to have interrupted.
It's great. Volunteers have been working, and we've been working 7 days a week, putting the rooms together. We've had people putting the lamps together. We've had bulletin boards and clocks put up, and everything is coming together. The new furniture has been delivered. The offices will be moved next Wednesday, and that's our current offices now. Not that we are physically moving, but the furniture, a lot of the furniture will be moving. Mr. Lichko will be here today in our old present building, tagging furniture as far as for placement in the new building.
In today's paper, Representative McCarthy, I believe, referenced Mr. Lichko as a new hire. He's strictly a volunteer.
He is,
right.
Yes, he is. He's a volunteer.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. And certainly a valuable member of our team.
He's done a lot.
If he was not helping us, we would have had to hire someone to do that.
Yeah.
So that is a money-saving kinds of things. And it's out of the goodness of his heart that he's been helping us.
And understanding that he is a professional at this.
Yes, absolutely.
Maureen, all of the artwork is up. A lot, well, I shouldn't say all of it, but a lot of it is up on the walls. You may want to take a walk through
I
it.
plan to go over after this meeting
Yeah.
to double check. But
Yeah. It looks pretty good.
I have a question, Sandy. You reported about a new building. Was there a construction meeting yesterday?
No, there was not. We've been working diligently. I believe Mr. Kimball sent out an email to everyone late one night, or late one afternoon, stating that there was not going to be a construction meeting yesterday. All of our focus, at least the worker bees, have been on getting the the building ready for the state life safety inspection, which will occur tomorrow.
I came down for the meeting. I didn't get my power back until yesterday afternoon, and so I didn't get the email, so I came here, but I had two of the meetings, so it was all right.
And for Sandy, our note taker, Lichko is spelled with a K and not a C. Litchko.
Okay. Yeah, point of order. You mentioned 2 meetings, Mr. Chairman. came yesterday here, there was a non-public about jail.
Right.
Was there another meeting? Because
I
saw.
met with the landscaper just prior to that.